Here at the Masternodes, we are not making any claims as to income you may earn. Before entering any agreement, please use caution and seek the advice of a professional advisor, such as attorney or financial advisor.
Please ensure your own research is done before investing any money into the market. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ryan Prendez here. This is my business partner, Nestor Sanchez,
What's up, y'all?
and we are the Masternodes. First and foremost, I want to thank y'all for tapping into our podcast today. We understand your guys' time is valuable, and we really appreciate you guys taking the time to tap in and listen to us. Remember to follow and subscribe to our social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter, all at the Masternodes. Make sure to follow our personal accounts. Mine is at Rye the Crypto Guy, and Nestor's is at Masternode1. Our visual podcast experience can be found on YouTube, and our audio podcast experience can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and all your other favorite podcast sources. Make sure to visit our website, www.themasternodes.com, and subscribe to our email list to receive the latest and greatest crypto information.
Hi, guys. And like always, we're going to start with the news of the week. Today's news comes from CNN today. It's pretty crazy what happened. Basically, in what appears to be a massively successful pump and dump scheme with the cryptocurrency Litecoin, it surged around 25% around Monday after falsified news was released by a said Walmart employee, where basically they said that they would start accepting Litecoin as payment for online purchases. So we have people who said that they were from Walmart saying that Litecoin was going to be accepted in Walmart. This shot the price up around 25%. And the people who said it most likely coordinated with other people to then dump that asset so that it went back down. So investors, they had plenty of reason to believe that the news was true because there's a verified Litecoin Twitter account that tweeted out the link to the announcement, and which had appeared in a press release service from Globe Newswire. And the press, it looked legit enough, and it had a bunch of made up quotes from the Walmart CEO, Doug McMillan. And Walmart just had posted for a job for a cryptocurrency expert to work at its corporate headquarters, and several major news organizations also picked up the news. So this got a lot of attention, and it shot the price up a lot. Have you ever heard of any cryptocurrency pump and dump schemes like this, Ryan? Or what are your
Well,
thoughts?
I don't know if it was necessarily a crypto pump and dump scheme, but I remember when the whole Dogecoin was first
Mhm.
happening, and Elon Musk was out there saying, buy Dogecoin,
Yeah.
it's gonna go to the moon, this and that, shot up, and then he ended up going on SNL saying the same thing, and then it instantly just shot back down again.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it was necessarily a pump and dump scheme. He
Yeah.
claimed it wasn't. However, I feel like that's like one of those instances where it's like there's a lot of hype
Mhm. A certain
around a certain,
cryptocurrency.
a certain coin, and then when it finally came down to it, that coin ended up just taking a massive poop.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's it's kind of it's a sensitive topic because there's going to be a lot of people, especially a lot of wealthy individuals that are going to be, advertising a coin. They're going to be saying, buy this coin, buy that coin, or,
Mhm.
invest your money into this. And it
Yeah.
may seem like a pump and dump scheme, but it's just that they have the money to, you know, purchase these assets at such large amounts that when it just drops a little bit, or raises even just a bit, they're able to sell, and then
Mhm.
it kind of just affects the masses.
Yeah, they can really cash out at the top, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Elon, I don't think, like you said, I don't think it was like a pump and dump scheme because I don't think he actually dumped his crypto, but he was definitely pumping that thing. And
Mhm.
then you see, like with Kim Kardashian, I
Oh,
think she
actually,
even.
I believe that in a statement, Elon, at the conference with him and Jack Dorsey, and I can't remember the other girl's name.
Oh, I think it
Um,
was Kathy Wood, right? From
yes,
Arc. Yeah.
I believe so. I believe so. But at that conference, Elon even said, "I was definitely pumping, but not dumping."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kim K, I think she was advertising for Ethereum Max, I believe it was. So I doubt she's super involved in the cryptocurrency space. She's basically using her platform to inform her followers, the masses, that this is a great investment, even though she probably doesn't even know what it is. Maybe she's not invested in it that much. But we have to be very wary about who we get our information from, and basically make sure to do your own due diligence so that you're not involved in a pump and dump scheme. Like, I'm in Litecoin, but I'm not really worried about the noise. uh if it goes up, it goes up. I'm in it for the long run, so I'm not really listening to news as much. But speaking of kind of price points and stuff like that, we're going to talk about Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is priced around 46,000 right now. We've had a nice little drop from 50K. It's been kind of a bloody week, but obviously that comes with all the green later on. So if you're buying the dip, good for you. Remember, do your own research. And then Ethereum's price right now is around 3,300. It also recently hit like 4,000. So we're getting a nice little correction. People to buy in, people that took their profits, they're probably buying a little bit more right now. But now to dive into today's topic, it's security. So it's going to be a fun one.
Actually, there's a couple of ways that you can go ahead and secure your crypto. One of the ways is through hot storage wallets. Hot storage refers to the fact that it's connected to the internet. These wallets can be web browsers, phones, and even crypto exchanges. These wallets are also typically easier to set up and can hold more crypto, but are deemed less secure due to constant internet connection. Me and Nestor were talking about this quite recently, and we brought up the news article about Coinbase being hacked. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Coinbase was hacked a couple months ago, and a lot of account information was leaked to the dark web. And as a matter of fact, the information is still on the dark web and is going for around $100 to $150 for each account information just to get access to that account. This is just like one of the scrutinies that a lot of people have against Coinbase, because on top of Coinbase being hacked, their customer service department isn't all the best. Right now, the only way to contact customer service through Coinbase is through email. And as we all know, text is never the fastest option. For me personally, I like phone calls. Phone calls are the best because you get your answer then and there, and you get issues resolved in real time. However, with text and with emails, you're kind of just like, waiting. It's the waiting game, because you have to wait for someone to receive the email, to look over it, to review your account, to send you back an email, ask you questions to verify that it's you. It's such a hassle. And so when it comes to hot storage wallets, and specifically keeping your crypto on exchanges, just always keep in mind that there's going to be these hiccups, there's going to be these issues. So hot storage, although it may be convenient, you're trading conveniency for a little bit less security.
Yeah, I could imagine losing like $10,000 from my account and having to email Coinbase. I'd probably be very pissed. In that email, and then just having to wait for that just to get an email back for them to ask you a few questions. Then it's all this back and forth. So yeah, those are one of the scrutinies of it. But if it's on an exchange, then it's obviously a bit easier to exchange for stuff, right? With the cold storage wallet, you would have to take it out of your wallet, go to an exchange, and then exchange those cryptocurrencies, and then put it back into the cold storage wallet. Those are kind of one of the cons. You get that speed, which is a bit better with exchanges, but it's less security. Yeah. With cold storage wallets, they're basically devices that hold onto your cryptocurrency without the need for an internet. They basically are storing the data. And cold storages, they may be a little less convenient, but you are way less likely to get hacked, because in order to access your cryptocurrency, you would need the physical device, you would need your password, and then you would need something to connect it to the internet. So you would need all these different things in order to access that cryptocurrency. There are devices such as Trezor and Ledger wallets that can be used, and basically these can store multiple wallets, multiple cryptocurrencies. They're very secure. And like I said, you would need all these different steps in order for you to access that cryptocurrency. But you could also use a USB device with a wallet program. Could be a bit cheaper alternative. You're just buying a USB, you're putting that program into the USB to optimize it to turn it into a wallet, and now you have a secure form uh, of storage for your cryptocurrency.
When it comes to your crypto, there's always one of the best sayings and the crypto community, which is not your keys, not your crypto. If you have access to private keys or lose access, it's not your cryptocurrency. Private keys are assigned and kept and should be kept offline. When it comes to your private keys, they are the most important and the most high security standard that you need to keep up and maintain, because if you were to ever lose your private keys or someone was to ever gain access to your private keys, all of your assets within that wallet can be transferred out and gone, and there would be no way for you to get that money back. So when it comes to your private keys, always keep the idea in mind: not your keys, not your crypto.
Absolutely. And you get your keys from the wallets. One way to kind of be more secure with wallets is you can actually make multiples of them. So you could duplicate them, and you could also create multiple wallets for multiple things. So maybe you want to have one that's sort of like a savings account, and then maybe you want something that's on a hot storage where you can now access it. It'll be easier. You're able to exchange. You're able to maybe sell it for US dollars just in case for whatever happens. And then you could even have one for your car. You could have one for your house. You could have one for all these different types of things. What this does is it spreads out the risk. So if you have all your cryptocurrency in one wallet, it gets hacked or it gets lost, then you put yourself in a very bad position. You could possibly lose it all. And so wallets are kind of free to make, easily accessible through apps and websites. So it's not a bad thing to be creating multiple wallets, but you don't want to make too much to the point where you forget or you can't really remember your passwords for all of them. So it's kind of you kind of want to make sure to balance that.
One device a lot of people tend to forget to secure is your personal device. When it comes to your personal device, I feel it's the most important thing to secure in your life. And this is the reason being. The reason being is that a lot of people, whether it's their social media, whether it's, they're texting their family members, having passcodes in their notes, whatever the case may be, our personal devices are essentially our lives. Everyone carries around their personal device with them and has their lives most of the time on their phone. So when it comes to securing your personal device, this is the things that we recommend: to always set up passcodes on your personal devices. The reason being is, let's say you were to lose your phone and you were to have, your wallets on there, your exchanges on there. Someone gets access to your phone, they could easily enter your phone. And even for some exchanges, like for Coinbase keeps you logged in. So let's say you were to be logged into Coinbase, that person can now take all your assets, send it to their wallet, and your assets are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. And same thing with with the regular wallet. Let's say somehow they were able to access your regular wallet because your phone was unlocked. Now those assets are gone. So this is why you always want to set up passcodes on your devices in order to ensure that your assets are always protected. Another thing you want to do is you want to keep a remote backup of your wallet on a USB device. As Nestor was saying earlier, you can install programs onto USB devices to turn them into wallets or to turn them into informational data storages. So when it comes to the Garda wallet, this is a conversation me and Nestor were having a little bit earlier, was what you could do with the Garda wallet is you could take the data from the Garda wallet and put it onto your laptop, keep it secure on your laptop, and as a tertiary option, put it onto a USB device. Because let's say you were to, lose or your laptop and your phone in the same day, it's always good to have that tertiary option. I know some people tend to keep their laptop and their phones like in a backpack, and if someone was to steal that backpack, now that data is gone. So you have that USB device as a tertiary option, so that way you're not worried about, oh my god, where am I going to get my data back? Like, how am I going to get back onto my wallet so that way I can get my assets again? So it's always good to have that tertiary option. Make sure you always log out. So as I was saying earlier, Coinbase keeps you logged in. So what you want to do is log out as soon as you're done going onto Coinbase, because if you were ever to lose your phone and someone was to go ahead and get access to your phone, they can get access to your Coinbase account, thus getting access to your crypto, thus the potential of you having to pay a ransom for your crypto back again, or having to not be able to get access to that crypto or to those assets ever again.
Mhm.
Another thing you want to do is you want to ensure a way of to erase your phone remotely. I know with Apple's iPhone, you can go through Find My iPhone and or Find My Phone, or I guess it's just Find My now. They keep switching it up on us. But what you could do is there's a way to enable remote start on via remote. So let's say they were to turn off your phone. As soon as your phone turns back on and connects to internet, it will instantly wipe all the data on your phone, keeping that data out of anyone's reach.
Mhm.
Lastly, you want to always ensure you change your passwords regularly. Top security experts say that you should change your passwords between every 3 to 6 months, just to always rotate your information out. So that way it's never the same, and that it's less of a likely chance of you getting hacked or your account's getting breached because someone has access to your passwords.
Yeah, it's actually happened to me where like I've seen people like I've gotten hacked before. I'm dumb. And on OfferUp, I actually ended up accidentally giving someone my Facebook password, and that was sold onto the dark web, you know. And if I didn't rotate my passwords, then I would have been in a tough position to the point where I would lose a lot of my information. And if you have the same password for everything, you're in a very bad position because they can access now all your accounts. So yeah, making sure to change that password is a very good idea. Another thing is you need to use a secure internet source. When sending crypto or receiving crypto, never use public Wi-Fi, because that's where these hackers, they sleep. That's where they get their bread and butter, on these public internet sources, because they get direct access to your phone. One way you can secure your internet at home would be using a VPN. This will help secure your personal information, such as your IP address and location. And that's stuff that you never want anybody to know. So remember, using that VPN could eventually, it'll help you in the long term, and it'll help you just feel safer and be safer.
Another way exchanges put your security first is through two-factor authentication, or 2FA. 2FA is an additional layer of security to your online account. It requires an additional login credential to gain access to your account. Usually receive a text with a secure code that's usually active for no more than 10 minutes. If someone were to have your password, they couldn't access your account without that second code. Usually, like I said, that comes in a form of a text. However, when it comes to scams, specifically cloning scams, this allows scammers to get access to your texts and to your phone calls, enabling them to receive your 2FA code. In order to avoid this, there is a couple of ways that you could do so, but one of the primary ways is through third-party apps that generate random codes about every 30 seconds. One of the apps that I like, because it's easily accessible onto my phone, I can go ahead and get those random codes generated every so often, is Google Authenticator app. Google Authenticator app is easy and convenient to use. Basically, what I do is, let's say I'm going to be sending crypto, receiving crypto, or even logging into my accounts. What I do is log in or attempt to log in. It's going to ask me for a code. I jump onto the Google Authenticator app, write down the code real quick, jump back onto whatever I'm doing or whatever app I'm using that needs the code, enter in that code, and it simply allows me to go ahead and enable that transaction or enable that login with ease of access. And not I'm not so worried about my 2FA code going to someone else when it's already on my phone, easily accessible just for me.
Another way hackers try and get your information is not only through text and phone call, but through emails, right? A lot of your information comes from Coinbase or Cash App or wherever you buy your money through exchanges. They use your email as kind of a way to connect with you, communicate, make sure all the receipts are through. And that kind of has a lot of sensitive information, such as your public address, which can be an identifier for how much cryptocurrency you have. So that stuff you really want to keep secure. And one way you can keep it secure is using encrypted emails. This means that even if a hacker or anyone other than the intended recipient should intercept your email message, they're unreadable and essentially useless, right? Because it scrambles up the data and makes it basically unreadable. Some of those encryption email services can be Proton Mail, Prevail, and Smart Mail, to kind of name a few.
Finally, when it comes to your keys, always ensure that they're offline and off of exchanges. If you have your keys written down and put into the safe, no one can hack that information because it's physical and only you have access to the safe. This can also help when someone dies and wants to give their assets to their next of kin. One way you could do this is to write your password for your safe down in your will so that your next of kin could have access to your safe, thus having access to your wallet, and to divide up your holdings according to what your will said.
That concludes today's episode. Thank you guys for joining. And remember to follow and subscribe to our social media accounts on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter, all of them at the Masternodes. And make sure to follow our personal Instagrams at Masternode1 and at Rye the Crypto Guy. We also have our visual podcast experience on YouTube and our audio podcast experience on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and all your other favorite podcast sources. Check out our website at www.themasternodes.com. Subscribe to our email list to receive the latest and greatest cryptocurrency information. And yeah, guys, thanks for that.
Yeah, make sure you guys join us next week for smart contracts and interoperability, where we're going to be going over what smart contracts are, what interoperability is, some coins that utilize smart contracts such as Polygon, Chainlink, and Cardano, and why are smart contracts useful. Thank you guys for joining. It's much appreciated as always, and bless up.
Guys, have a great day. Make sure you try your best to choose kindness and make someone's day.